My dad can buy you. The words arrive before the case is even fully called. Aiden Victor Roth, 18 years old, speaks them casually, almost bored, as if he's ordering coffee. Judge Frank Caprio sets his pen down. Mr. Roth, you're addressing a court of law. That statement is now on the record. Do you understand what that means? I understand my father owns half this city. Your father owns property. He does not own this bench. Sit down. Aiden shrugs. His attorney, or rather, the attorney his father sent, stands quickly. Your Honor, my client is young and... Counselor, your client just made a statement that undermines the integrity of this proceeding. We'll address that. First, let's establish the facts. Miss Lewis, call the case. The clerk stands. Case number 2025TR47286, Commonwealth versus Aiden Victor Roth. Charges: speeding 68 miles per hour in a posted 35-mile-per-hour school zone during active hours, reckless operation, failure to obey a lawful order. Caprio looks at Aiden. Before we pull the audio, tell us where you're watching from, and subscribe to Order in the Court. This only gets more uncomfortable. The attorney tries again. Your Honor, we're prepared to pay the fines and resolve this matter today. Counselor, this court is not a payment portal. Your client was clocked at nearly double the speed limit in an active school zone. We're going to review the evidence. Officer Rodriguez, please take the stand. Officer Thomas Rodriguez steps forward, raises his right hand, and swears in. Officer Rodriguez, please read your incident narrative into the record. Yes, Your Honor. On Tuesday, October 15th, at 8:47 a.m., I was conducting speed enforcement on Elmwood Avenue near Carver Elementary School. The school zone was active beacon flashing. Speed limit reduced to 35 miles per hour. Using LiDAR, I clocked a black sports sedan traveling westbound at 68 miles per hour. I activated my lights and siren. The vehicle did not stop immediately. It continued for approximately 2 blocks before pulling into a parking lot. When I approached the driver, later identified as Aiden Roth, I requested his license and registration. He stated, "Call my lawyer first." I explained that was not how traffic stops work. He stated, "Do you know who pays your salary?" I issued citations for speeding, reckless operation, and failure to obey. Caprio makes a note. Officer Rodriguez, you have dash cam and body cam footage of this stop, correct? Yes, Your Honor. Play the body cam audio. Just the relevant exchange. A brief hiss, then Aiden's voice, sharp and dismissive. Do you know who pays your salary? Caprio lets the silence sit for a moment. Mr. Roth, did you make that statement to Officer Rodriguez? Yeah, so what? So context matters. Officer Rodriguez was performing his duties. You attempted to intimidate him by invoking financial authority. Speed is physics, not privilege. Caprio turns to the clerk. Miss Lewis, were there any contacts to this court regarding this case prior to today's hearing? The clerk flips through a log. Yes, Your Honor. 2 incoming calls and 1 voicemail, all from a number registered to Roth Capital Group Legal Counsel. Timestamps. First call at 9:23 a.m. Second call at 9:41 a.m. Voicemail left at 9:58 a.m. Play the voicemail. A professional, measured voice fills the courtroom. This is calling on behalf of Victor Roth regarding case 2025TR47286. We'd like to discuss a quiet resolution before the matter proceeds to hearing. Please return this call at your earliest convenience. The attorney stands. Your Honor, my client is not responsible for calls made by his father's office. This is prejudicial. Overruled. Pressures on process belong on the record. I'm documenting facts, Counselor, not speculating. Miss Lewis, timeline the contacts. Yes, Your Honor. Traffic stop at 8:47 a.m. First call from Roth Capital Legal at 9:23 a.m. That's 36 minutes after the stop. Caprio looks at Aiden. Mr. Roth, did you contact your father after the stop? I texted him. Miss Lewis, Do we have that text in evidence? Yes, Your Honor. Screenshot submitted by Officer Rodriguez, recovered during the stop with consent. Text from defendant to contact labeled Dad. Timestamp 9:02 a.m. Got cited. He'll make calls. Don't sweat it. Caprio reads the text. Expectation of rescue is not a defense, Mr. Roth. Miss Lewis, does Mr. Roth have prior traffic citations on record? Yes, Your Honor. 3 prior speeding citations in the past 18 months, all marked resolved by counsel. No personal appearances by the defendant. Caprio looks at Aiden. You've been cited 3 times in 18 months, and you've never appeared in court personally. Is that correct? My lawyer handles it. Your lawyer pays your fines. That's not the same as accountability. Mr. Roth, do you understand that school zones exist to protect children? I guess. You guess. Officer Rodriguez, were children present during the stop? Yes, Your Honor. Crossing guard was posted. Approximately 20 students were crossing Elmwood at the time. Mr. Roth, you were driving 68 miles per hour past 20 school children. Do you understand the stopping distance at that speed? Aiden shrugs. I stopped fine. You stopped 2 blocks after the officer activated his lights. That's not fine. That's defiance. Caprio leans forward. Mr. Roth, I want to return to your opening statement. You told this court, and I quote, "My dad can buy you." Do you stand by that statement? I mean, he probably could. The attorney stands quickly. Your Honor, my client is young and doesn't understand. Counselor, your client is 18. He's an adult. Mr. Roth, let me be clear. Are you stating, on the record, that your father could purchase this court? Aiden smirks. My dad has dinner with the mayor every month. He funds half the charities in this city. So yeah, if he wanted to make a call, this goes away. Miss Lewis, read that back from the stenographer's record. The clerk reads, quote, My dad has dinner with the mayor every month. He funds half the charities in this city. So yeah, if he wanted to make a call, this goes away. End quote. 5 seconds. 7, 10, 12. That's how long arrogance tested authority. Then Caprio speaks, quietly. Mr. Roth, you just told this court that your father's wealth and connections could make a lawful citation disappear. That statement is not hyperbole. It's a direct challenge to the integrity of this proceeding. Do you understand that? I understand my dad has more power than you do. Caprio straightens. Here's my finding on the traffic citations. The evidence is clear and uncontested. LiDAR reading of 68 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour school zone, corroborated by body cam timestamp and school zone beacon log showing active status. Approximately 20 children were present. The vehicle failed to stop for 2 blocks after lights and siren were activated. The defendant refused to provide license and registration without legal counsel present, constituting failure to obey a lawful order. I find the defendant guilty on all 3 counts. Base fines total $1,200. Additionally, I'm imposing a 90-day license suspension effective immediately and mandatory enrollment in a driver safety course to be completed before reinstatement eligibility. Caprio pauses. Consequences teach what privilege hid. But we're not finished. Mr. Roth, your statements, both to Officer Rodriguez and to this court, represent something far more serious than traffic violations. When you told Officer Rodriguez, "Do you know who pays your salary?" you attempted to intimidate a public servant performing his duty. When you told me, "My dad can buy you," you attacked the legitimacy of this court. Direct contempt of court is defined as conduct that occurs in the immediate presence of the court and obstructs the administration of justice. Your statement was made in open court, on the record, in my presence. It was deliberate, not accidental. It undermines public confidence in the judicial process. Here's what concerns me most, Mr. Roth. You didn't just insult me. You told every person in this courtroom and everyone who will read this transcript that justice is for sale. That wealth determines outcomes, that the law bends for those who can afford to bend it. That is not how this system works. Not in this courtroom, not on my watch. For direct contempt of court, I'm sentencing you to 30 days at the adult correctional institutions. You'll be eligible for review after 15 days if you demonstrate reflection and compliance. Officer Wilson, take Mr. Roth into custody. The bailiff moves forward. Aiden's smirk vanishes. Wait, what? You heard the ruling, Mr. Roth. Officer Wilson, please proceed. The attorney is on his feet. Your Honor, my client didn't mean counselor. Your client said exactly what he meant. Twice, on the record. Officer Wilson. The metallic click of handcuffs echoes through the courtroom. Aiden's face goes pale. You can't do this. My dad will... Your dad will do nothing, Mr. Roth. This is direct contempt. It's immediate. You'll be transported within the hour. Miss Lewis makes a note. For the record, Your Honor, time is now 10:31 a.m. 31 minutes from call of case to custody. Caprio looks at the courtroom. Next case, please. The clerk calls Case 2025 TR 47301, Commonwealth versus Maria Santos. A woman in her 50s steps forward, nervous, clutching a folder. She's cited for an expired registration 3 days overdue. Miss Santos, I see you paid the registration fee the day after you received the citation. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I worked 2 jobs and I forgot the date. You took responsibility immediately. Fine reduced to $25. Thank you for your integrity, Miss Santos. Thank you, Your Honor. Equality is loudest when money fails. Caprio returns to his notes. Before we adjourn, I'm placing the following policy recommendations on the record for the Municipal Court Administration and the Office of the Mayor. 1. Establish a weekly ex parte influence log for all cases. Any off-record communication attempts, including from law firms or corporate counsel, will be documented and published. 2. Create a court clerk hotline for reporting interference attempts. Any effort to pressure, intimidate, or leverage wealth or connection can be reported anonymously. Every report will be investigated. 3. Conduct a school zone speed beacon audit with results posted on a public dashboard. Enforcement data should be transparent and accessible. 4. Develop a neutral enforcement script for officers to use when drivers invoke wealth, status, or connection during stops. Officers need clear language to maintain professional boundaries. 5. Issue a court contempt guidance memo clarifying that on-record intimidation of the court or its officers will be met with immediate custody, regardless of the defendant's resources or connections. If you believe influence should never touch traffic cases, subscribe to Order in the Court so this policy model spreads. Within 48 hours, the body cam footage is public record. Within 72 hours, clips go viral. Local and national outlets run headlines. Teen tells judge, my dad can buy you leaves and handcuffs 30 minutes later. Within a week, Roth Capital Group's legal team files a motion to vacate the contempt finding. They argue, First Amendment hyperbole, youthful indiscretion, no prior record, letters from charities attesting to the family's generosity. Caprio issues a written denial. The decision is 2 pages, single-spaced. The closing paragraph reads, The defendant's statement was not hyperbole. It was a calculated assertion that wealth supersedes law. Such statements, made in open court, undermine public confidence in the impartiality and integrity of the judicial system. The contempt finding stands. 15 days later, Aiden appears for his review hearing via video from ACI. He's wearing a standard-issue jumpsuit. His hair is uncombed. His face is thinner. Mr. Roth, you requested this review. The question before me is whether you've demonstrated reflection and whether continued custody serves any purpose. What do you want to say? Aiden looks directly at the camera. Your Honor, I was wrong. I thought money meant power. I thought my father's success meant I didn't have to follow the same rules as everyone else. I was arrogant. I was disrespectful. I endangered children And then I insulted the officer who stopped me and the court that held me accountable. I'm sorry. Caprio watches him. Mr. Roth, is that statement your own words? Or did someone write it for you? It's mine, Your Honor. I've had 15 days to think about what I said. I'm ashamed. Good. Shame is the beginning of change. Here's my ruling. I'm reducing your custody to time served 15 days. But I'm imposing a restorative accountability plan that you will complete in full, or the remaining 15 days will be reinstated. You'll complete 200 hours of community service with the Providence School Safety Program. Specifically, you'll serve as a crossing guard assistant in the exact school zone where you were speeding. You'll work morning and afternoon shifts, in all weather, helping children cross safely. Service in the zone you endangered. You'll write and deliver in-person apologies to Officer Rodriguez and to the principal of Carver Elementary School, not letters drafted by counsel, your words. You'll write and record a public service announcement on school zone safety. The script will be vetted by this court. No branding, no family mentions, plain truth. You'll complete a driver safety reflection course and submit an 800-word written reflection on what you learned. Not PR language, real insight. Do you accept these terms? Yes, Your Honor. Then you're released today. Officer Wilson will process your release paperwork. Don't make me regret this, Mr. Roth. I won't, Your Honor. Thank you. Over the next 4 months, Aiden completes the plan piece by piece. Week 1, he reports to Elmwood Avenue at 7:45 a.m. for crossing guard duty. It's 34 degrees. He holds a stop sign and watches children cross the same intersection where he was clocked at 68 miles per hour. One parent recognizes him from the news. She doesn't say anything. She just looks at him and walks her daughter across. Week 3, he delivers his apology to Officer Rodriguez at the police station. Rodriguez listens, nods, says, "Thank you for coming. I hope you mean it." Week 5, he meets with the principal of Carver Elementary. She reads his apology and says, "Our students deserve to feel safe walking to school. I hope you remember that." Week 8, he records the PSA. The first draft mentions his father's charitable work. The court rejects it. He records it again. "I drove 68 miles per hour past children. I thought I was above the rules. I wasn't. Speed limits exist for a reason. Follow them." Week 12. He submits his reflection. It's honest, raw, free of spin. He writes, "I spent 18 years believing money equaled respect. It doesn't. Respect is earned by how you treat people when no one is watching and how you accept consequences when you're caught." The compliance log is simple. 200 hours completed, 2 apologies delivered, 1 PSA approved, 1 reflection submitted. Should contempt be used more often for open court intimidation, yes or no? Tell us below. 4 months after the original hearing, Aiden returns to court for final review. Caprio reviews the documents, service logs, signed apology receipts, PSA recording, course certificate, written reflection. "Mr. Roth, I've read your reflection. Summarize what you learned." Aiden stands. "I learned that rules aren't obstacles. They're protections. I learned that my father's money doesn't make me special. It just gave me advantages I never earned. I learned that respect comes from character, not net worth. And I learned that when you tell a judge, 'My dad can buy you,' you're not showing power. You're showing how little you understand about power." Caprio nods. "You stopped borrowing power and started earning character." He signs the final order. "Your community service is complete. Your license suspension is lifted, contingent on completion of the driver safety course which you've done. This matter is closed. Don't come back here, Mr. Roth." "I won't, Your Honor." "Good, because next time there won't be a review hearing." 6 months later, Providence adopts the ex parte influence log protocol. The first month's report lists 11 attempted contacts, all documented, all declined. The clerk hotline receives 19 calls. 6 lead to formal investigations. The school zone beacon audit reveals that 12 zones had malfunctioning equipment. All are repaired within 60 days. Enforcement data goes public. Speeding citations in school zones drop by 28%. Caprio's contempt guidance memo is distributed statewide. It reads, in part, "Wealth is not a credential. Status is not a defense. When a defendant uses money or connection to intimidate the court, custody is not cruelty, it's clarity." On a quiet Friday afternoon, Caprio finishes his last case of the week. Before leaving, he pulls up the docket from that Tuesday morning, the one where Aiden Roth said, "My dad can buy you," and left in handcuffs 31 minutes later. He writes a single note in the margin of his bench book. The bench is not for sale. It never was. It never will be. He thinks of Aiden standing in the school zone in the cold, holding a stop sign, watching children cross safely. He thinks of the text that said, "He'll make calls. Don't sweat it." He thinks of the 15 days Aiden spent learning that consequences are real. He closes the book, turns off the light, and locks the door. Dramatization for storytelling and education, not legal advice or reporting.